Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and I'm here using up my leftover paint from the color chart, mixing chart for Arteza paints. That's up above in the iCard. You can get to this painting and I show you how all the mixes worked. I think I'm going to enjoy using these. My next try on these is going to be to do some 6" by 6" backgrounds. These are going to be used in my Acrylic April challenge that I'm going to be doing. So I'm prepping things during the month of March. I have all the colors here that I used on that chart. We're going to get started. All right, so I'm going to be using 6" by 6" classic canvas panels by Arteza. I bought one of their 28 packs for less than $20. I have links down below for Arteza, so make sure that you click those links when you go to Arteza if you're going to buy the paints or canvas panels anyway. When you go to the Arteza site, click through my link, but you want to make sure you've got the Honey app loaded onto your computer. I'm not affiliated with them. I just use it. And I was able to get a better deal than what my coupon code was. So always look for the best deal. Always look for the best deal. But I do get a small commission if you click my link to go through. I don't get anything if you use the coupon. That's just a benefit for you guys. So I'm going to go ahead. I have a number 10 filbert. This is just a big filbert. And I think this one is going to be a warm panel. So I'm going to go with the lemon yellow and some of the crimson red and put a little bit of water on. These are heavy body paints. So they do skin. That was something with the DecoArt paints. I was so surprised. They stayed wet much longer. But these are heavy body and they can handle getting a little bit of water. I think I'm going to throw a little bit of burnt umber on here. That's kind of pretty. Now somebody was asking if these panels warp on me when I do my backgrounds, and I can honestly say I have not had that happen to me. So I don't paint super wet, and even when I do my acrylic pours, I haven't had a problem with any of the classic panels warping. Remember, we are just throwing paint on these. Oh, that's pretty. Just make sure that it covers all the background. Remember, we're just throwing paint on these canvas panels so they will have a layer of acrylic on them. Some of them, the colors that I'm putting on may not have anything to do with what ends up being on them, but it takes away the white canvas. So here we go. We're going to go with green and yellow ochre. And I'm just going to smooch it on. Smooch? That's an interesting word. Smushing it on. A little bit more yellow ochre. This paint's been sitting out for a while, so it does have a lot of skinning going on. Seems to be covering the canvas nicely. I'm not seeing, you know how you get those little bubbles where the, let's see if we add water to it if that happens. Where you get those little bubbles that cause the paint to not go down into the canvas. Well, I have a very green canvas. The paint seems to be really pigmented. I'm going to see if I can get some of that other yellow out on here, just to put some light. There we go. And I'm looking at my board going, I think I'm going to go with the burnt sienna. And we'll do burnt sienna. I'm just scrubbing it on. This is an old scruffy brush anyway, so. And then I'm going to take some of the permanent red. Oops. Because I liked how that kind of mixed together on the board. Now, if I end up picking some of the paint up off the, ooh, that's pretty. Picking up some of that green off the table, that works really well. So there, look at that. Oh, love it. Set that over to the side. So we're going to go with, I'm just going to pick up some of the white. I'm just going to throw some white on here. White paint on a white board. Yep. And now I'm going to pick up some of that ultramarine blue. I'm just going to kind of smush this all around. I am not making clouds. I am just using those cloudy colors. And I'm fine with picking up whatever is on the table. Ooh, that's kind of fun. I like how there's some serendipity here. Things are just ending up on the canvas just like that. And there. Maybe a little bit more dark. Maybe we'll grab just a touch of phthalo blue. Ooh. Just to go into the background. There, that's all that. These are not paintings. These are just backgrounds. 4 down? Yeah, 4 down. All right, so I still have blue. I'm going to grab more of the phthalo blue. There's still some white. There's still some phthalo blue, and there's still some ultramarine blue in my brush. Let's go and pick up some of that crimson. Let's see. Crimson with the phthalo blue does different stuff than crimson with the ultramarine blue. And then we're going to grab some more of that white. So we're going to have some gray in here. We're going to have some purple, touch of red, touch of blue. You know, some of these could just be abstracts. 5 down. I'm not being precious with it. I'm just throwing paint on. And these are looking totally different than the ones that I did with the DecoArt paint. All right. I want to keep this one really bright. So I think I'm actually going to put a little bit more yellow ochre out because my yellow ochre is just about done. Just a touch. And some more of the lemon yellow. Just a touch. Just a touch. Gotta have a little bit. Some clean, fresh color there. And then I'm probably going to throw some of the permanent red on. There we go. We're going to grab that yellow and that and yeah, my paint or my water, rinsing water is getting a little bit challenging. And my cloth or my paper for drying off my brush has pretty much gotten filled with water. All right, well, you know, maybe we'll just do the touch of green in here since I've got some other colors already picked up. This one I should have picked up and not done down on the table. But you know what? I think that's okay. There we go. I could sit here and play. I could keep playing. Keep adding more paint. Just enjoy the throwing paint on. But I'm going to stop. Look at that. That's cool. I just set a yellow painting down on a yellow chair. I need to remember that. I need to do something that's more in the browns. Well, I can just throw that one down on the table, can't I? I've got yellow and red and brown, and there's a little bit of white and some blue and purple. And we're just going to take more of that burnt umber and burnt sienna. Okay, so that is brown. Let's do something to spark that up just a little bit. Let's grab a bit of the yellows, and then we're going to grab, because we're going to go dark. That's really dark. So let's see. Maybe we'll grab some red. Ooh, if I don't mix it, the red pops out. Oh, I like how the red just sort of appears. Ooh, all right. That might be a little too bright. Maybe. Maybe not. Look at that. We got 7 backgrounds again in a really fast time. I really like this. I love how pigmented these paints are. They are very pigmented. They dry much more to a matte finish. There's a few that are showing shiny, a little more gloss to them. But many, if you notice here, they are not shiny. And that's kind of nice. Again, natural paintings, paintings of nature. I think this set of paint would be awesome for landscapes and bouquets of flowers and natural looking types of things. So if you buy the paints, now you know what kind of colors they're going to make. I always recommend make a color mixing chart of your sets of paints that you have so that you know what colors you can have. If somebody is doing a painting and you want to paint along and you don't have that same color, you can look at what their painting is and find those colors in your chart. I hope that you enjoyed this. Click that like button, leave me a comment down below and let me know if you're having fun getting ready for Acrylic April. Or if you've already done Acrylic April, who knows, you could be watching this 2 years down the road, getting ready for another Acrylic April. But right now, I'm getting ready for the very first one, and I'm so excited. Make sure and check down below. I have a link for acrylicapril.com. It has all the information on what Acrylic April is about, why it's a good thing, and how you will grow as an artist when you do it. Make sure that you go out and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And I hope to see you back here again really soon. Bye.